when Simon Willison was talking about these expenses, one of the things that I guess he and the guy they talked a lot about was the options they give people for using the data. So rather than just giving it to people and saying, we'd like your help in doing something with this, we'd like you to help us categorize it, all that sort of stuff. Is this the same or not? Maybe it's not. Maybe actually
I don't know. I think there is. I'm really not sure. This isn't a judicial inquiry, so as I understand it, that means it isn't bound by the sorts of quite proper rules of court procedure and precedent. So it's different in that sense. So it may be that it could be useful to, but I don't know, to have lots of other people pouring through a 10,000 document done from the ministry. I'm really not sure. I just don't know. But the point is more, if people want to do that, because let's face it, there are enough conspiracy theories out there, there are enough people acting without proper information, then by making that information available, if you can help a small number of those.
And equally, yes, I suppose you could say that this might be the job of someone like The Guardian or another newspaper or a news organisation to take all the stuff that you put up there and then create the tools to enable people to analyse it in different ways and mark it up in different ways.
Yeah.
Critique it in different ways.
I think if you start with a presumption that that's going to happen, it leads you to a different web approach than you would otherwise have. A really small thing, to my mind, would be, instead of having a bespoke search engine on the site, open it up to Google Site Search, but pay Google $2,000 to have the adverts taken out, which is all the costs. It's very cheap, actually. So then you're opening up the way people are using your documents to the entire Google search algorithm, so that the popular stuff keeps rising to the top because people are finding it and looking for it now. That in itself is a very small but easy thing that was actually cheaper than running a Google Enterprise box or some sort of hideous.
I think the other thing with OCR is if you want a true record of what's in the document, very, very hard to do. There's lots of but if your standard is less shit and not doing it, then there's quite a lot that you can do. If you assume that rather than it being that you've actually got word for word, that effectively you've produced a series of tags that it's. So, for instance, if you ran 2 or 3 different OCR programs over the top of it, you can effectively vote on what's there. Secondly, it may be that is the metadata which allows it to cluster and group near other like-minded documents so that the human can then make the choice. I mean, some of it is just hideous. I mean, obviously the written comments are very difficult to do.
Yeah, this is a very typical civil service way of working. So this is classified document, so restricted is the classification. It's a personal document about the unfortunate David Kelly. So Kevin Soames is on the note paper of the Permanent Secretary, so it's very senior. This is all of this important metadata. This civil service way of working is to really careless about it, is very familiar. So you take a printed document, especially back in '96, sorry, in the early 2000s, and you write on it. And then that writing on it, in very bad handwriting, is the way in which the senior decision is conveyed. And so that's never going to be OCR.
No. But the contents of it,
whatever.
But if you OCR that.
But then if you have a discussion about it, what it really means, I think that was one of the joys of, I was up there late at night, you know, going through my MP's expenses when the Guardian called up. And I was delighted to find they were as dull as you like. It was all banner office supplies. You know, it was paper clips and sticky notes. And, real value felt like it was being added by people who were saying this is worth investigating more, or this is where it actually is.
And it's the conversation around it that starts to surface the good stuff.
And that may not necessarily take place on inquiries.
No. And I think a lot of it, you know, I think there's a lot of metadata in addition to that. I mean, for instance, what people find interesting, but, you know, where they abandon. You know, it's like I'll work my way so far through this, and then I'm like,
yes. I mean, it was a very clever technique, and in an ideal world, one would hope you wouldn't have to do all of that, but we're not. So, you know, so I think you'll see lots of. I'm going to put that back actually. I think one would expect from my own background, I would expect to see lots of documents that look like that in the Iraqi environment being produced as evidence, because that's how the information is conveyed.
I mean, one of the ways of doing that kind of thing and reducing it to a manageable task is doing them as captures. So there's actually, you know, I can write, this is missing one, you know, I can read those words where a machine can't. You know, if two of those were a capture, you know, then actually over time you can get through a lot of stuff as long as you,
Yes.
you know, so if you don't, it's a relatively small price to pay.
And I think more it's a case of using captures as one technique. I'm never convinced the government is ready to do that, actually, using the capture method in particular. But someone should. And it's a case of building the information resources such a way that other people can. I think that's what I'm striving for.
Yeah. I think transcription as well, there's an awful lot of audio and it's monolithic, it's very hard to know what's inside it. You know, you can't, you've got to start at the beginning and you know, you jump in the middle, you don't know whether to turn left or right. But you know, transcription against speech to text can be done in a...
I kind of assume there'll be a transcript. There certainly was. My understanding in Hutton, but it's not entirely right, is that I think B-Sky-B provided a stenographer and the other broadcasters chipped in. There was some kind of sharing arrangement there, a bit like an AP bulletin.
Yeah.
So I think it was done that way. And this transcript went up at the end of every day. Right. So that's one of the extraordinary things about Hutton from memory, was that you really could read it yourself. You didn't have to watch telly all day. You could pick it up at the end of the day. And I kind of hope in the open sessions, some sessions will be closed, and I think we're quite likely to. Then I would hope that would happen as well. Yeah. And that this timestamp, 10:30 AM timestamp, you can see there, should match with the timestamp on the audio and on the video, so that you can easily relate them together. And I don't know if you saw My Society's game that anyway that was done. Etienne Pollard did to match parliamentary video to the timestamp, so you could stamp your MP. And you were given a random piece of text that would be approximate to video, and it would play the video, and then when you saw the words on the video match up with the words on the thing, you hit the big red button, and then that would sync it, and then over 6 weeks they did 40,000 syncs. And they crowdsourced the problem.
Mechanical Turk.
It's exactly right.
Very doable.
Do anyone, I mean, any other suggestions, or do people think this is not worth pursuing, or should I carry on with this, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, one thing is going to be impressive. If you manage to do this, then we'll in the same way with Hutton. Everyone's astonished by it. Hutton, everyone will be astonished by it.
Yeah, I think it could be wonderful. It could be an amazing thing if they're up for it. I've suggested in my blog post that they should think about appointing a technical advisor to help them. I think when I go to the next session, that's when people come here and start service. Thank you very much.
Thank you.